right? So it's not fresh evidence, the things that have already happened, and I'm claiming that it has happened. So the things, the actually alleged facts in the moment of what actually happened to me, they are my facts of my existence in the moment at that point of time. So we're dealing with after the fact matters. And also I'm trying to finalize the judgments because they're unlawful strikes, and I wanted to have that all turned over so I could go forward. My case also comes under the acts of torture. I suffered great mental injury. Even putting this whole cases together, I have felt that they've put me in a position where I'm repeating myself, doing all these applications to the court, and they know I'm representing myself by myself. So they've had the advantage to play Mickey Mouse and do what they're doing with my case. That's the acts of torture in 1989. Because it is a criminal case, and what I'm finding is that the councils, even the courts, they're not familiar with the criminal jurisdictions. These people are from the civil jurisdiction. But this has been stuck in the civil jurisdiction, the Ministry of Health cases I'm referring to. This one I've only just lodged it. It was with the judiciary review file back in December 2022, but the courts didn't process it until 9th of February. So that's all explained on the statement of claim, how that all came about, but it was because it was to do with me. And the Lord does allow me to deal with everything all at once. I actually really needed intervention because I knew my case was quite serious. But yeah, so what I did is the normal route of the old system. But what I'm finding is that people that are handling my file, they're using different people each time. So it's either that or my case is already prejudiced. So it's been really frustrating for me because, like, in my mind, in my situation, it's a crisis. Like, my situation is a crisis situation. Because I can't go forward, I can't get a job. People are in my space stealing off me. They're inciting. When I go out, they come out when I'm by myself. They're using their job. It's been quite horrific on and off. And I have been used historically for relationship scams, okay? But so what council is actually asking here is they wanting to go through the scheduling process. This is all new to me. So they've made me do this with the other cases, and I have found it quite tormenting. I found it that there's mental injury, making a victim like relive the case each time only to get it sabotaged, or people are stealing my information. So that's what I'd call class as active torture. You know, you put all this effort in, and then the systems change. And instead of it going straight immediately to a judge, they got all this middleman thing going on in the middle with new staff, you know, and they're just using different people all the time. Okay, so that's what's happening. So different people looking at my file. There is definitely, absolutely has been no privacy in regards to the evidence and the things that I'm writing. Everybody knows everything I'm writing is true, which makes it even more at risk. But they do this because it's been a Commonwealth game involving government. That's what's happened. And it's involving money laundering. You know, the things that I'm accusing them of are very serious. So that is what is actually happening. And I have found it hard because they've persecuted, that basically I feel like they've sacrificed me and persecuted me personally. The rejection and the declining is abuse, especially when you know you've done everything correct. So the sabotage is definitely intentional. So what council's actually asking here, now the scheduling roster. Well, I didn't want that, so I did do a memo asking the courts, because I didn't see the relevance of it. And if you watch the other videos, I've walked everybody through of what a set-aside judgment is, because it's a miscarriage of justice. And like I said, there's no way they can contest it, even if they tried. If I was given a fair hearing, they're just wasting court time, to be totally honest. But that is what so that's what I wanted. I wanted to just you know, just cut all this off, because you know I didn't want to sit for another 6 months or a couple of months, you know, doing applications, because I felt that they were stealing my intellectual property. Only to go to court and I'm begging for my life, and then they just ignore it, you know, treat me invisible. Words can't describe the mental injury that they've put me through. They've scarred me, and basically I will say I'm scarred by what they've done to me historically, and even to make me drag these cases out so long. Alright, so what I'm going to show you briefly, now this would be the third memorandum I had asked the courts for an extension due to just the application that I had told the courts I was working on took longer than I expected, and then life happens in between. I got sick on and off, and I was also at this point of time I was doing a cinema 12-week work cinema. All this took place during this time, so but this year I had set the application to be ready for Friday 5th of July 2024, but however that didn't happen because my printer had administration issues. My printer wasn't working, so I noted that down at the bottom here of the reason why I'm asking for the extension. And I was actually asking the extension for the following Monday the 8th of July. So this is the memo here. I went and handed over the counter to the courts. The memo, I submitted it to the court on the Thursday 4th of July over the counter, and I was served at the counter by Sharek Ali. Just quickly go through this. So the documents were this memorandum is like the third one I had submitted to the courts. I had to keep asking for extensions because just because of the set of circumstances that surrounded me at this point of time. But I did notify the courts that my intention right from the beginning that the plaintiffs was going to submit a plaintiff's interlocutory application for a set-aside judgment for miscarriage of justice. This is in the response to Judge Lester's minute dated 15th of May and on the 31st of May 24. But I can confirm that Crown received this memorandum. Case officer is actually Annie Kim for this case, New Zealand Police. So I sent this memo to the case officer, Annie Kim, and also I CC'd the Crown in this memo, and the Crown that I CC'd it to or sent this memo to was Sean Kinsler. Because it's personal sabotage, it is human trafficking in person's case. Because people are personally, like the opposing allies are glued to me. Like even now, they're listening to what I'm doing, they're having access to everything I'm doing, but this is my in the moment evidence of this case. Okay, so instead of me reading it out, because you can see it's quite a lot to read, so I will just sort of like quickly scroll it so you can all read it yourself. Okay, so the judge for this at this point of time is still Judge Lester. So I will continue. I didn't sign this one. I've noted down here that I was unable to sign this memorandum due to the print. My printer wasn't working, and the original will be signed and filed with the other files due on Monday the 8th of July 2024. So the original was officially served with all the other documentations in my interlocutory application. I'm just going to do just a quick clip on the penalties of organisations and any government agencies when they, have done very serious misconducts or very serious violent offences. This includes anyone in government organisation according to the laws, the penalties and the actual pecuniary penalties, it's called, and criminal liability. So a case like mine is a very serious case, of course, because there's a lot of very serious indictable criminal offences. So in hindsight, the case itself is worth a lot more money, but according to the laws, and I'm just going through this because I think this is really important to make sure that they don't get away with it. With my situation I've been representing myself legally in court since 2016, but the case has been sabotaged and turned into a monopoly game sort of a thing. So this is where I got the amount. This is not, it clearly says here, for an individual who commits an offence is liable to $500,000 fine or both, which means they can get a conviction too. But it is a case-by-case basis. So individuals can actually get sued $500,000 and a conviction or both. And over here it clearly says it's $10 million. Also for organisations, because organisations and corporate bodies are all treated as an individual. So this is where I got the $10 million for each organisation. So I thought I'd just put that up to make sure that they don't get away with it. But this is what is actually happening secretly behind the scene. I'm doing everything myself, so it's been frustrating. So when I go out, different people come out and they're playing games with my life when I'm by myself. It's dangerous, really. It's not acceptable for anyone to go through what I've gone through. But I don't know who's doing it. But the everything is staged, and they're staging people in my space when I do go out, just to go to the shops, and doing their indirect, whatever they want to call it,